They say buildings have memories, but some memories are better left buried under layers of dust and decay. You never know who is still listening when the world goes quiet. Welcome back to the shadows. Our first story today is titled The SOS Button. The air inside the Hijiri Medical Center didn't just smell like dust, it smelled like expiration. It was that cloying, metallic scent of dried blood mixed with the chemical sting of fermented floor wax. I've explored dozens of these haikyo, the Japanese term for abandoned ruins, but Hijiri was different. It felt less like a building and more like a carcass. My flashlight beam cut through the soup of floating particulates, landing on a nursing station that looked like it had been vacated in a heartbeat. Patient charts were scattered like fallen leaves, and a single, rusted wheelchair sat in the center of the corridor, facing the elevators as if waiting for a passenger who was decades late. I'm a haikyo maniac. That's what they call us online. We hunt for the stillness, the quiet geometry of decay. But as I moved deeper into the East Wing, the section the local urban legends called the Spirit Materialization Ward, the silence began to feel heavy, like water pressure against my eardrums. That's when I saw it. Tucked under a collapsed ceiling tile near room 402 was a small plastic panel. It was cleaner than everything else around it. No grime, no yellowing, just a single square button labeled SOS. In these old hospitals, the SOS buttons were meant for patients in extreme distress. Given that the power had been cut since the late 90s, pressing it should have done nothing. I pressed it. Click. For 3 seconds, the silence returned, deeper than before. Then a sound that made the hair on my arms stand like needles.
The door to room 402 began to groan. The hinges screamed as the door swung inward. I smelled it before I saw anything, the scent of a stagnant well. Out of the darkness, a hand drifted into the light. It was pale, the color of a fish's belly, with fingers that seemed a joint too long. The nails were clicking against the door frame like a beetle's mandibles. I bolted. My boots thundered against the linoleum, the sound echoing down the long, empty throat of the hallway. I reached the ground floor, the moonlight spilling through the shattered lobby windows like a promise of safety. I leaned against the rusted reception desk, clutching my chest. I was safe. I was out. Then, the reception desk intercom clicked on. "Why did you leave?" the wet voice asked. This time, it wasn't coming from a speaker. It was coming from the darkness of the hallway I had just escaped. "The doctor is almost here." I looked toward the elevators. The floor indicator, a mechanical dial that hadn't moved in 30 years, began to spin. It moved from 4 to 3 to 2. I scrambled out of the lobby, diving through a broken window and sprinting to my car. I'm home now. The doors are locked. The windows are shut. I was starting to calm down. But 5 minutes ago, my phone vibrated. A notification from my home security app. Someone was at the front door. I opened the feed. The porch was empty. Then my phone's speaker crackled with that familiar, jagged burst of white noise. "Sir," the voice whispered through my own phone, wet and clicking. "Are there any easy-to-live places in this house? I haven't looked at the door. I'm sitting in my bed, staring at the screen. Because on the security feed, the SOS light on my smart lock panel just turned on, and it's turning red. Some buttons are never meant to be pushed, for the response might follow you home. Thanks for listening to me. I'm Via. Stay safe in the dark until next time.